Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Cashflow Digital, sponsored by Mr. Randy Roday, 38 Digital Market. The link is below. He is also here in the live chat if you've got any questions on his PR
What up,
service.
Randy?
Harass the life out of him while he's there. But yeah, that's the link below, and that is who it is above. So check out 38 Digital Market for press releases and a whole bunch of other good services. But hello as well, Randy. Don't want to forget to say hello. And apologies, I actually had my mastermind on today because I'm traveling again tomorrow, and I completely forgot that you go up against me on a Tuesday. I normally do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday in the mastermind, but I had to do Tuesday this week because I'm traveling tomorrow to Cyprus, dude. Cyprus of all places. So apologies, Randy. I forgot all about you. But I will try not make a habit of that one. Maeve is here. Maeve, hey, hey, hey. Happy to harass as ever. Mike's your man for harassment with his new camera.
It's a good thing.
I've got a question for everyone. What do you all think of Mike's new background?
It's not new, bro.
Dude, them fucking pictures and that table and all that shit wasn't there before.
I think it's swear. Yes, they were, dude.
Do you know what? I don't know if it's old age, dude. Like,
I'm old as hell, dude.
I was driving down a place not that long, like last week, local to me, and I said to the wife, I'm like, when did these fucking apartments get built here? She's like, they've been there for ages, dude. And I'm like, I think I drive around with them closed.
I walked into the house and I pointed something out on the wall. I'm like, dude, that's bad. Well, that's cool. She's like, dude, it's been there for like freaking a year and a half, man.
Oh, man.
The painting my wife did is on this side. This is all the same, guys. Like, nothing's changed, dude. Nothing has changed. The camera's different. The angle's different because the camera's not widescreen. So I don't know.
Dude, what's that link you just sent me there?
That's up. Maybe we talk about that.
Dude, I can't see
That's
it.
Angel. I've been dicking around with Angel, and we've been playing around with some stuff, and it's working very well.
It's not coming up, that link. It's saying content
then it's secret, bro.
You're sending me to a private group?
I guess. No, it's not a private group. It's a post. Shouldn't be private.
Randy says he had Elder Cohen on from Local Wiz and Local Dominator. Elder's a smart chap. I like Elder.
Have you met him?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever met him. I don't think I have.
He was at the one in Phoenix, fucking SEO spring training. I get mixed up now. I don't know what name's what, dudes, anymore. I've done that many conferences this year. I've actually forgot.
I need to get in for Vegas. I need to know about the rooms or my wife is going to kill me, bro.
Dude, ask Andy.
I keep asking, dude. I think that they're not giving him the info, or he's being a bee.
Nah, I don't know if they're probably just not giving the info.
You're going to freak my wife out. She likes to plan, and she doesn't have, if it's not in her hand, like if she can't print something out, you know, like in hand, then she's going to freak out, dude.
The problem, not a problem, but we have to commit to selling 200 rooms in Caesar's Palace, which is fine. We will get that. But
they're waiting to probably have it all together to block it.
Yeah, before they start giving out shit. Yeah. So he's probably just not got it to give you.
That's what I'm thinking. What's up, Dirk, man? How is Malta? How's the weather, bro?
In fact, I'm going to check. Malta weather. Malta can't be far from Cyprus. Dude, it's warm. 30 degrees. Cyprus.
Are you going to Cyprus?
Yeah. Tomorrow, dude.
Tomorrow?
Fuck, dude, it's 34 in Cyprus. Yeah, I'm going to Cyprus tomorrow until Saturday. Another conference. Fucking 34 degrees. I'm going to fucking die in that.
What is that in Fahrenheit? That's 93. That's pretty brutal, dude. I don't like
Dude,
that. Nah.
For a fat Scotsman, that's not good,
You
man.
should go play some football out there, bro.
Dude, that's a.
Have you told that story yet?
What story? No, I'm not telling that story.
That story's not going out. Dude, my wife comes up to me and she says, have you seen Craig's posts on Facebook about the Airbnb?
Oh, dude.
Dude, she would not stop, dude. It's like, why would he post that?
It wasn't me. So my wife was talking to my mum, and my mum's like, why did Craig post that shit? And why would they post that? But
that's what my wife said.
It was Gary and Kazra. It's them motherfuckers that were staying in my villa. One of those dirty dogs done that, not me. So I'm.
But the funny thing is the way she said it was like when addressed, like they just ignored most of it and said, "I don't smoke."
Yeah. Dude, that's what Kazra said. I sent him the message and it said all this stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, none of us fucking smoke," and you're like, "Dude."
So you did the rest of it, bro.
But yeah, I think they were just being Spanish douchebags. To be fair, they're just trying to get free money, saying that we shit all over the place and stuff like that. So it is what it is. But never invite Gary or Kazra to stay in your fucking Airbnb, dude. That's when problems arise. So
yeah,
learn from that one. But it was
let's
fun.
talk about content, man. I know, like, content's always a topic on everyone's mind. I was wondering right now. I have a couple questions. I actually want to know how SEO by the beach or whatever the hell that was, dude. How was that shit?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, man.
Did you go to the conference or did you just go to the beach?
I just went to the beach, dude. I didn't see any talks at all. That's. But dude, like when we go to, let's say, NFG back in Anaheim, did anyone really listen to any of the fucking talks? Did they fuck? I mean, there will be a certain element of the crowd who listen to them, but no one ever does. So you'd as well just go to the beach and having a beer and talking shit to the people you need to talk shit to, rather than listening to the presentations. Because I don't think I listened to anything at NFG other than my own talk. I didn't
make it to most of it.
Yeah, I saw you at the bar, 7 a.m.
Unfortunately, that was when I wasn't paying attention a lot to things except substances, bro.
But that SEO on the beach was good fun, man. Good to catch up with some good people I've not seen in a while. So I had a lot of good conversations and a good laugh as well. I hadn't seen Gary for a while. So spending a few days with Gary was always fun.
I actually miss talking to that dude. I remember I used to lie in bed and talk to that fucker about, like, before he had purchased the link shit, dude. Like when he was trying to purchase it, we were talking about. He's fun to talk. I like him a lot, dude. He's a good dude.
He's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. But anyway, enough about Gary. Content. And
what are you doing right now? What are you doing for content? What is your process, bro?
So I am currently using Koala Writer, Quillbot, and then a human editor is the pro, and Grammarly is the kind of four things. So it will be created using Koala Writer. I just think at the moment that's the one that I'm finding gives some decent output. Quillbot, because we always want to paraphrase stuff, and just I think that's always been part of the process for a number of years. Grammarly, obviously just sorting out because Koala writes in American English, not UK English, so Grammarly helps with a lot of things, obviously getting that score up, checking the plagiarism, and then a human editor will come in and fuck around and use Page Optimizer Pro or Surfer to tweak it and optimize it, get it live, and then we'll go back in again and make further tweaks to it. So that's kind of brief description of how it looks.
Are you doing any multilingual stuff, man? Like, are you doing any translation or no?
Nah, I really should. There's a number of assets that I have that, of course, launching in the German market or wherever would add extra revenue to the website. I've just been too lazy to do that, dudes.
Well, have you tried I have to do a bunch of it, right? And so DeepL is you should look into DeepL, like the plugin, man, and start looking at the translation with DeepML and stuff.
Yeah,
it's solid. So are you doing, when you're doing content, are you publishing a lot of content right now? Like big chunks of it?
Yes and no. On certain projects, I am, but on my main money websites, the answer is no. I'm still holding. I'm trying to not go too deep into it because I'm not sure the strategy on a money website is solid. I'm just still on the fence with the whole ChatGPT thing, and I don't want to, throw a lot of content on them. What I'm finding though is on some of the kind of lesser projects that I've got, it's working very well for now. What I'm doing, so I'm getting some good results from it, and long may that continue, hopefully. But there's still something inside me going,
I get it, but with the process that you have with a human editor, I honestly think that you might be all right. Especially, I don't know, I haven't used Koala AI or whatever, the Koala writer that you're talking about. Does it take multiple keyword input? Like, can you build it by block, or is it build one single article? Like, how does it build?
No, so it's like one single article. It doesn't do it in blocks. If I wanted to do the block format, I would just use ChatGPT 4 to do that. If I wanted a chunk of stuff, and that's what I was previously doing, was building it. Getting the structure of the article, and then just doing the kind of block type building stuff, and still doing the same thing, running it through Quillbot and Grammarly and all that bullshit. But for me, Koala gives you a fairly substantial output
without as much effort, like less effort to output, or what?
In terms of blocks, Maeve's right. You can use, so let me show you, actually. Let me show you. Give me a second.
Yeah, pull it up. I'm interested.
Koala.sh. So Koala Writer. Give me a second just to share screen now. I just had to remove all the porn. Present.
Will Koala write like image prompts for you as well for like Leonardo or Midjourney and that shit?
No. So on here, Koala, you've got the option to use ChatGPT 3 or 4. You can have a blog post, you can do an Amazon product roundup, or YouTube video to blog post, which I love, by the way. But anyway, we're just going to do blog
post. I love, actually, on that note, ChatGPT, even if you're just using the ChatGPT interface with plugins and YouTube, you can build some nasty shit, dude.
Yeah. So also here on Koala, you can use different types of tones of voice. You can pick the language. Now, what you can also do is tick these here. Now, what I really like is obviously ChatGPT basically always has conclusion and shit like that at the bottom of it, at the bottom of the articles. Now, on here, when we ask this to generate the article, it gives you all of these kind of headings. Now, I can delete any of these. So if I want to delete local SEO strategies, I can add in some of my own headings. So these are all the kind of headings, subheadings, and some of the FAQs and stuff like that. And then we can just ask it to write the article. So we can drag this stuff around and move it around and all that shit, and remove
So it's
whatever.
a prompt builder, basically. That's solid. Yeah, no, I like that.
So yes, you can build it in blocks, arguably, on there, and you can have your input into that. So the
I
outline.
screenshotted all of your niche content on the left side there, so I could take a look at what you're doing.
They're just fucking around, dude. There's one on there, just in case anyone does look. Jeffrey Dahmer. I've got a Jeffrey Dahmer website, dude. But believe it or not, this guy, his name gets searched for 12.9 million times per month, according to Sarah. And the domain's just sitting available to buy. So what I'm trying to do is populate articles to get that traffic to run ads at it. And I have spoken to Ezoic, who are prepared to do it as long as it's not gory details. I can't say, he ate a guy's fucking leg or anything like that. But obviously, in terms of stuff that's publicly out there, information-wise, I can do that. So I'm fucking around with it. But would I put that stuff on my own money website just now? I have done it on the CraigCampbellSEO.com for a couple of articles, and it ranks very well. I've got other money websites that are my main cash flow, and I'm scared, is the honest answer, to damage them. So I'm very, very, those are like my kids. Like, no one's fucking around with them.
Yeah.
Until
I understand that.
So Randy's saying he's using Yara, not Hair.
I was going to say, pull it up. Let's take a look, man.
Yara, let's have a look.
I recognize it. I don't know if I've tried it or not.
I actually, Yara, unlocking your writing potential. So let me share screen again. I actually gave up on looking at new tools. I've just like, you know what? There's that many now. And in my mastermind, a lot of these guys are just fucking pulling them out their ass. I don't know where they're getting them from, but Yara, let's have a look and see what we can see. 26 languages.
I don't know if that's needed, honestly, like, especially if you're taking output and then using AI to translate. I think you're good rather than going there. What's the pricing here?
Pricing.
There we go.
Similar to Koala, where they're doing it based on words. I think, yeah.
My question for you with Koala, you have to provide your own API keys?
No.
So they will provide a ChatGPT 4 API key.
Yeah.
So that's a nice benefit to Koala right there.
Let me just check that. I'm pretty sure.
Let's find out, because that's actually, if I get questions like that, and when people don't have a key, like, they want to know how to get this stuff done.
Nah, they give you it. So I've not got an API key.
Okay.
In there, so
that's good to know.
So Koala's similarly priced, and
look, it just popped in at the bottom. Live.
Vietnamese phone farm guy. You can use their Chat GPT 4 key. Why not use theirs, Maeve?
What's the output cost of like a 2,000 word article from them? Do you know?
That depends on Chat GPT 3.5 or 4.
Right, for 4. Let's say for 4.
For 4, it is quite expensive. It's 5 times dearer. So you basically, for $99 a month in Koala Writer, I can get 250,000 words. That's based on Chat GPT 3.5.
Gotcha.
So if I was to get 2,000 words, it's going to cut. And I'm using Chat GPT.
What was the rate for the 3.5 turbo for how many words? I will do some maths.
Pricing. Give me a second. I need to log out of it to get the right pricing. Pricing. Fucking hell.
What up, Loud Egg?
Loud Egg. Present. Share screen. Koala.
500K words, spicing, 7. Oh, okay. They do have smaller. 250 for 100.
The amount of words for each plan is based on ChatGPT 3.5. If you enable GPT-4, then the article will count 5 times towards your usage.
Yeah.
So
10,000 words basically for the same price point.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the way it goes. I'm not sure if Yara have similar. Let's see. Oh, Yara's got a paraphraser in it.
Dude, $3.96, $4 an article is not freaking bad, bro. That's about right, man. Like compared to what Surfer was charging for the Surfer AI content.
Dude, look at this on Yara. It's got paraphraser built in.
We don't have you pulled up anymore. Do you know what they're using? What model they're using for the paraphraser?
I don't know if one of the guys in the chat could advise on that.
I'm looking right now.
It's also got Grammarly in Yara. Grammarly.
Hold on. Go.
Paraphraser AI.
I am redirected.
I hate you, Randy.
For showing you something new?
Yeah. Why would you have
Don't
to
shine the object on it. I'm just interested. I'm talking about it for the audience, man.
Fucking Randy Rodriguez.
It wants to onboard me, bro.
I've got a limited license for 500K words a month, says Maeve. Regret not going for 1 million.
So what I saw the cost for that $99 a month was about $4 an article for ChatGPT 4. Which honestly, if it's, I mean, compared to some of the services, like I have not personally used the Surfer AI stuff, but that comes out about $30. And with the right input, you can pull out a score that's like 89% from AI with the right input for that kind of thing. So I don't know what the benefit of spending almost, whatever, how many times more for that is. Does anyone use the Surfer stuff?
I was going to say, I don't know anyone that personally uses it.
You don't want a $30 credit? No. I probably should go build something with it just to see like what the difference is, why the cost is there, and what they're doing on the other end of it in between GPT and like the output. There's got to be something there. Has anybody in the audience gone through their? I know that you did, May. Like, what was the output like for the Surfer AI shit? Speak,
dude. The hobbyist for bloggers and content marketers, I can get 1.1 million words on Yari for $349 a month.
Let's see. Come on, dude. This is annoying me. They shouldn't onboard me while I'm on the stream. So this looks just like it's fucking Jarvis, dude. But there seems a little bit it reminds me of Jarvis a lot.
Yeah, the interface seems to look like it. But the paraphraser thing is interesting for me, that they've got that built in. Because obviously I'm using fucking...
Are you creating video with ChatGPT at all?
No.
The Visla plugin inside, like, so we were mentioning YouTube transcripts, and like, so I've been feeding like multiple transcripts of different items for reviews, and then inputting out. The nice thing about it, like I did it for somebody, I pulled some stuff for somebody because they were using the interface, a content producer, is that you can really shove in a lot of info into a single message and get some super solid output. Like, so you can output imagery, video, and article content, the podcast, and then like a list, all that shit at the same time with all that output. So the plugins, if you haven't played around in there, anyone out there, like look at video, like the video plugins that are out there. Like look at those plugins that are able to be installed, and there's some solid stock footage that you can get out of those kind of things where you absolutely can have like review video created very quickly and very easily. It will power your whole content process for sure.
Yeah. Couple of the guys are saying Suffer
That she had.
overpriced, output equals expensive. The new Chat Baby allows to train with YouTube and audio. The fuck is Chat Baby?
It's a plugin, I think, for WordPress. I thought, but I might be wrong.
God. Chat, is that a chat bot? Oh, 10 hours of YouTube and audio. Dude, that looks interesting actually.
What, Chat Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you can, also AI-O-Matic is one that will train with everything, and then you can also do index fees, and there's a lot that you can do out there for sure.
from Nietzsche's Malcolm at Nietzsche's.
But Chat Baby, I think that they have some other plugins as well that in the past they've done some pretty solid shit. If it is who I think it is.
I'm not sure who that guy is, but it looks good. I'll need to have a look at that. Chatbots, unlimited websites, train 100 pages.
We're actually in the process right now pulling off of Quillbot and pushing into a different model for the content we're creating, but we're still doing a lot of scraping and using a lot of the SERP results, right? Because it works very well. It's when we were talking about content and your not your money sites, are you publishing single articles at a time, or are you publishing blocks of content?
The honest answer is that it ends up being done in blocks, just because of the way how things work and how I work and all that stuff. I also will be trying. I've got a friend who's invested in a tool called autoblogging.ai. And
they do a good job. He's Digimetric too. Like he's done a good job with certain things.
So I would like to be able to bulk upload stuff more aggressively. So I'm going to play around with that on certain websites.
It's $1,000 for 4 sites if you just have them do it for you. It's like it's 250 articles a site, $1,000 for 4 sites. So it's like $1.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is that there's definite benefit to publishing a full cluster at one time, for sure. So doing the blocks, I think, is much better than just fucking going crazy.
Yeah, I've never went crazy. I think that's ridiculous to just go full scale spam.
I mean, if you've got a cluster of like you're going after top of a market and you know that you need to have like 30 support pages for that. Writing all of that and publishing it all at once is going to give you a ranking boost.
Yeah,
because of the expertise boost. And it will mature you quicker too, which is important.
Loud Egg says the workaround for Chat Baby, since it works with pages, not characters, is to make one long page, unless Malcolm decides to change this. So if you
I don't know what Chat Baby's doing. You're saying you're training models based on the audio and YouTube data, like the transcript or whatever. Gotcha. All right, when you're publishing that content, let's move to link building. When are you linking that content, bro?
As soon as it can be asked, to be honest. For me, people always ask the question, when should you do it? Should you wait? Should you not wait? Links don't pass power. They don't get indexed straight away anyway. So
exactly.
I don't see there being any reason not to start that process and get things done. People often say, how long does it take for a link to pass value? It could be 45 days. sometimes before I see any kind of movement from a link. By the time it gets indexed and passing value. So I don't see there being any point in not, potentially even when I start with a project, a new website, I may even start the link building to the homepage prior to the content going up, just to get things moving.
You should, in my opinion, you should get it up and let it mature as quick as possible. And that's why I also like the idea of publishing as much of every cluster you can at the beginning of a campaign. Like with client work, it can be harder because you can't go out and build a year's worth of content and publish it based on the budget that they're putting into it, And that's actually, you follow Ryan, the Weber's dude, whatever the last name, I forget.
Ryan
Stewart, do you follow him at all?
Not particularly. I know who he is and stuff, but
I don't know if this is what he's doing, but he's got this thing that they're pushing now, like the SEO sprints.
Yeah.
And I assume what that would be is just taking a larger budget up front to get everything knocked out and done right away. That's what it would make sense to me, right? And to me, like when you go into a market, like I got a guy that we're doing some like stuff with right now, with some share that it's a high competitive market, and like it just makes a lot of sense to push the budget all up front to publish every piece of content that we can right away and let it mature, because I know that once that link, like if I have my link count proper for the content size of the site, when that clicks and matures, the reverse waterfall is insane. And honestly, it's funny you said 45 days, because that's what I'm seeing recently is roughly around a month and a half, dude, for significant increase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I might even see some dip before that too, and some drop.
But it's like if a client comes to you and you're like, dude, you've literally no fucking content on here. There's nothing being done. I like the Ryan Stewart model of taking that upfront money, whether that be 10 grand or whatever it might be, and saying,
I love it.
We are going to blast the fucking shit out of this, rather than try to string that out at a couple of grand a month. Just get the fucking job.
That's the thing. That's like when I have to present like multiple pricing points, I always go towards a speed thing. Like, yeah, you can do it at this rate, but you're going to take a hell of, and it's exponentially slower in my opinion. Because you're waiting so long to get the content up, which now the content has to mature, and you can't link that content piece until there is a URL for it. And so now like your content takes, if you have like a 5 or 6 month publish range, that 6 month fucking content run, it's going to take at least 45 days after that to see any impact, right? And so you're extending this out so far if you're not building it up front and publishing. It's been like that for a bit now, though, in my opinion, when it comes to like maturing those clusters, maturation, baby.
But everyone's different. I don't think there's any kind of right or wrong way to do it, but I like to throw stuff up and get things done. If it's my own project, it will be a lot different than the way you would structure it if you were doing it for someone who was paying you on a retainer basis.
Are you doing your own marketing, like research most of the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, you still like to get in there and get your shit wet.
Yeah. You've got to. I think that's what keeps us interested. Yeah. And I like to do my nosy. So, yeah, is the answer.
Do you find it harder to do a full content plan and a full plan for yourself or for other people, bro?
For myself, I find it harder. For other people, I can.
It's like painting your own house when you're a freaking painter by profession, bro.
It's sometimes difficult. I don't know. You just sometimes just can't be asked or whatever as well. You just don't have the same focus on it. But if someone's handed you X amount of money to consult with them or whatever, you can shit that stuff out all day long.
Well, and it's a new market, dude, and it's something fresh usually. So it's like, okay, this is something new. I'm learning something new. That's what I like about that. That's why I like doing finds for people. Darren's asking how many tiers of links do you build? Do you have the thing you
do? So not as many as a lot of the people go out. You've got your money website, tier 1 guest posts, tier 2 edits, PBNs.
That's where I'm at. I'm at 2 tiers, bro.
That's it. People say tier 3 and all this fucking bullshit. How far do you? It's nonsense. 2 is the your final answer.
I'll tell you one tier will do it if you spread it out too. Like,
yeah. Listen, sometimes you just need some guest posts and that's it. And if that's
sometimes you need links and domains at every page, right? And like, why spend the budget on a second tier when you can get it on that first tier and build page rank to more of the site?
It's every battle is different. And I don't like to sit there and say everyone has to have the same structure, because you can get away with something in one niche and other niches it's completely different. But also, before I forget, happy birthday, Joe Loud Egg.
Is Loud Egg Joe?
Yeah.
I want blonde Joe?
No, Joe Marichich.
Oh, okay. Not the Joe I'm thinking about there.
So yeah, that Loud Egg's his brand. He's actually got the fucking egg on there now. We had a session because he was like, should I use this Loud Egg as the brand, or should I use my name and all this kind of stuff?
And he designed it with AI.
Really?
No, I don't know, dude. It looks like some of the stickers my kids are outputting, dude.
Dude, don't talk to me about stickers and Joe. Joe's the guy. So when I went to Mastermind, the last Mastermind Mansion, Joe made a cartoon image of me, and then somehow someone got stickers printed off saying, watch out for Craigie peas in the pool or some fucking thing like that.
Got you, Loud Egg. Yeah, dude. I got the whole family all over that shit. They love it, man. Like, taking a market and grabbing the memes and grabbing that, like when you're building your networks, you might as well make money with some of the stuff you're creating for your content, right? And that's the beauty. The speed here, when we were talking about not putting AI content on your money site, and that's all well and good, but having a copywriter that is powered by AI and that knows how to use it, it's freaking significantly cost saving. And now you've got a writer that can output video and imagery for you. That's huge,
So I think you've got to use technology the best you can. AI. So Joe is an artist primarily. He's put him out of business as an artist.
He's full of it. I know he's lying.
Oh, dude, he was an artist.
I believe it, but it's not what put him out of business. He switched. That's my say.
No, he still likes art, but he likes SEO as well.
That's why I'm saying he's full of it.
He knows where the money's at, and it's not all in art. I don't think quick, easy cash flow.
But art's the fun thing, man. I'd rather sit here and paint than do anything else, to be honest.
So Joe, Mike, if you didn't know, likes to paint these little figures and stuff. What do you
call
them?
Canvases too, bro. But
canvases.
Yeah, you will be. If you're an artist, you'll be rich when you're dead, dude. But yeah, there's a painting right here that we'll sit out, the whole family will sit out there with a canvas and paint, dude. It's fun, man. I enjoy
it. So now I think you need to have a certain level of patience for that stuff. Fair play if you can do it, but
it helps for me. Like instead of like going and drinking, like I can sit there and paint instead. You know what I mean? Like it just slows that freaking brain down, man.
Yeah, you've got to do that. Got to do that at times. But guys, ask questions in the chat.
There's one above I thought that came through about local, which I probably won't answer. Oh, there we go. Honey at 13 after.
13. Let me scroll all the way back to 13. I am doing local SEO for multiple city and country with low competition, with almost same content with different title, but in Webmaster, Google is detecting it canonical and alternative. How to index?
Is it? This is a stupid question, but is your directives? Are you setting your directives somewhere and actually telling them it's canonical and alternative? If not, I honestly don't know if I'd have an answer for you without looking at it and sitting down and pouring through my notes. To be really fucking honest.
Yeah. And also using MPG. Do you use MPG?
Mass page generator?
Oh.
No, I don't. Search Shaker and a couple other things. PGP probably on some of the sites.
There is a number of them. As Brad Mabry often says, he just shits out content.
He does a little more than he lets on, dude.
Oh, yeah. He tries to make it like he does no work and all bravado and, yeah, I just shit out this. He's working like a bitch. He's putting a bit of effort into that stuff.
He builds every week for sure.
So, yeah. But TG Bowman hasn't been on. He was having withdrawals.
There's a pill for that.
Yes.
So what has Chris been up to, man?
What was that?
What's Chris been up to?
I don't know. Chris is he's fucking got all. He's got his finger. He's juggling all sorts of crazy stuff. He launched his Proxy Pixie or whatever. Pixie
He got it launched, huh?
I think he got that launched, but yeah, Chris has got all sorts of gigs on the go.
Did he ever come back with the data on that internal metric test?
No.
Page-to-page click?
Nah, you should shoot him a message.
I actually should. I want to know if he ran that test. I'd be interested to see. I just don't think with the proxies it's going to do anything, but you never know.
I would say I'll ask him tomorrow, but I'm mid-year, so I can't do my live session with Chris tomorrow. But yeah, shoot him a message and see what he says.
Is it Pixie Proxies or something?
Yeah, Pixie Proxy or Proxy Pixie. One or the other.
Yeah. I'm not going to find it. I'm not going to even try because I won't find it.
And Darren saying I want to say he did. So what's the answer then, Darren?
I'm going to text his ass.
There was traffic.
This has been like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but maybe that's the same test.
Yeah.
I'm texting his ass.
See what he says to it. Good luck getting a reply quickly from Crystal.
No, I don't get replies quickly.
He's probably worse than anyone I know. You're quite bad for replies as well.
I'm good.
Come on.
It depends who it is.
So you just
you.
Nah, fuck that guy. But nah, everyone's busy. Did ZD Electrical did you ever email that guy?
No, I don't think he emailed me, bro.
Didn't want to pay.
I have 2 emails. One that is like the one that goes out and the one that I actually don't check as much and go.
And yes, Darren, right, he has so much going on. Chris is like a fucking Duracell bunny with all this shit that he's got going on in his head. Like, I do that live stream with him, dude, on a Wednesday. And then after it, it's like an hour long of him bashing my brain about, what do you think of this idea? He's got like, it's a different idea every week. It's crazy. But
it's good though. I mean, thinking is good in this industry.
Listen, he's making money and that's the bottom line. He's having a good time as well. So hats off to him for doing that. We were talking about Epic's new user stuff. Epic Traffic Bot, do you use that, Mike?
No. Is it ClickBot or something?
Yeah.
No ClickBots for me.
I have it.
Have you used it? Has successfully, I should say.
I didn't. I probably didn't use it enough back in the day when I was using it. You know, did I get great results with it? I'm not sure that I did. But I don't know if I've ever just used Epic. So when I was doing a lot of the bot stuff, I'd use CTR Booster. I'd use various other tools at the same time.
CTR Booster when it was alpha was working. I mean, I haven't used it for a long time, but it did work for me.
Yeah. But I was always, you know, if I'm going to try and manipulate certain things, I try and use as much real traffic as I possibly can. Rather than the bot stuff, I don't think it's as effective as it once was. But yeah, each to their own. Chris just uses it for testing mainly and only non-money stuff and for impressions. So to me, that's a complete and utter waste of time at that point. You know, if you're using it for non-money stuff and just using it for impressions, I think I don't see there being
If it will pass certain like ComScore stuff and it will register like a view on an ad, there's shady stuff you can use it for. But yeah, if it's not
making money though, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, why spend it? Because for testing, if you're not going to use it on money and you're testing it, like what are you testing it for? You know what I mean? Maybe I misunderstood that though.
Yeah,
I think Chris does most of the stuff he does for money, so there's probably something in there.
There'll be something, but I think a lot of people do testing for testing's sake to be able to say they're doing tests, and you see. I'm not talking about Chris here, but you know, I've been in some testing groups and you're just like, what the fuck sort of test is this? You're kidding yourself on. Yeah, I think people.
I got you. Darren said for GMB stuff like listing metrics.
Yeah. But guys, they're very quiet today. Questions from you guys?
Let me see.
Because we have 14 minutes.
Hey, have you picked up on the fact? Like, I think the content, they're starting to release articles on it, but like maybe a month ago, like the site operators started behaving all funky. Did you see that? They're not delivering all the index content through the site query at this point, you know, and which is a pain in the ass, to be honest. Now I have to crawl a fucking website to see how many pages it has when I'm doing certain things instead of being able to rely directly on advanced search, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Super annoying.
Google just can't leave it alone. Just leave things in peace.
They're generating a lot of stuff in some of my markets too, which is getting annoying because now you have to pull in certain things to be able to be part of their generative shit.
Here's one. Have you looked at Ahrefs in the last few days and seen a massive spike in your keywords?
Maybe. What's that?
Have you looked at Ahrefs over the last few days and seen a massive spike in your keyword rankings?
I haven't.
Oh, dude. It's pulling in all sorts of misspellings and everything.
Oh, so, yeah, I did see that. The stuff I'm looking at, though, doesn't have a ton of it.
So anyone who's got a traffic boner, be very careful because it's probably most likely not a traffic boner in most cases. It's just Ahrefs pulling through all sorts of misspellings. So be careful.
Yeah, you should be looking in Search Console if you really want to know what that crap is. That's probably someone just going around running AI algorithmic search on your site.
Yeah. Maeve, if you've found two or three half decent age domains in the same niche, what would you do? Build out 3 and 301 to the best, or have 3 different sites?
I would build out 3 different sites personally. You want the share of voice. I mean, honestly, like you can take up more real estate with more websites, and you can also, especially like there's a campaign I'm running right now that I can't target hyperlocal on the main site, and if I try to target hyperlocal like on one site, I'm not going to keep most of it indexed. It's too big. I actually seen that on some other people's shit too. So I would prefer to build it out in like 3 different areas, and then that way I can actually. I can run the rest of my campaign and my linking the way I want to run it to get benefit on it, rather than trying to focus it all on one side personally. So there's multiple reasons I'd run it on 3. What about you, dude?
I would typically 9 out of 10 times go for 3 different websites. I very rarely do a 301. I just think it's a waste of a good asset, depending on it. I've always been a PBN guy, though. I've always tried to build out assets, and like you say, grabbing more of the real estate that's out there. Why not? So I think I would build 3 different websites, Maeve, is what I've always kind of done.
David had a question.
David.
Do Do you have a process for this, man?
No. Any tip?
So for me, I think I always am looking for the cannibalization and the intent level. Like, I'm not concerned. It depends on how you. I guess I was gonna say it depends on how you identify keyword cannibalization. A lot of the times, cannibalization is not cannibalization. When there's a ranking depression and there is multiple split clicks through on multiple pages, then I would start looking at the intent of each page and see if those pages can be combined and redirected. I wouldn't delete shit. I would redirect and combine, or potentially even write something new and then do it. So I hope that helps, bro.
For me, dude, though, I think, not having a process for that is sometimes in these instances, do you really want to fight Google? Let Google.
No, you don't. Like, the only time. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, like, Google's going to resist. There'll be certain pages that Google prefers over another page, and so on and so forth. Sometimes you've got to let Google make that decision before you start to do your redirects or merging shit.
You have to let them. I would say I would back that up 100%. Like, if I'm going to go look at a page and I'm worried about cannibalization, I need to see the fact that keyword is literally splitting traffic and lower ranking on multiple pages, and those pages should have the same intent. Like, it should be trying to capture the same freaking like lead or whatever it is. Then I would look at it and try to make a decision based on that, because now I know Google is actually confused on it. When they're going in, and like, I'm always going to let Google tell me what to do, because that's the best way to rank. So if I go in and I'm doing my queries to look at what's ranking where, what Google, where they put the strength on my site, I'm going to do site searches. I'm going to look at this and where the impressions are for different keywords in that cluster, what pages they are, and I'm going to use the page they tell me to, not make a new one. Like, if I go in and I'm optimizing someone's campaign right away, I'll take everything from that cluster, find out which page is associated in the SERPs for that site, and whether or not I like it or not, I'm going to make that work until it can't anymore.
It's like me physically trying to push you through a door that you don't want to go down. You're going to resist. What's the fucking point? So that's why you have to let Google decide and then adapt accordingly. So that can't be processed out, because it's going to be different niche to niche and all that kind of stuff. So I think you've just got to see what happens and then adapt accordingly with that.
So you might go into Google Search Console and look at a query, filter by query, and then go look at the pages for that query and have 5 or 6 pages. But like, there's a couple clicks on each page below the top one. And at that point, I'm not going to be worried about it, right? Yeah. Because all the traffic's going where I want it to, and there's not a ranking depression. If the average position is in the top 10, the other ones are like out at the back. Who gives a shit at that point? If I go in, I see 3 pages and the average ranking is like 25 plus or something, and there's click-through significantly split across those pages, then I think I have an issue. That's kind of where I would make that differentiation. And again, then it comes down to deciding, do we combine this into one? Do we make it a part of like a funnel, or do we, based on the business decisions at that point? With no deletion, don't 404 shit.
Any pro tips for Screaming Frog, Mike?
Not for me. I don't use it a lot.
I am more of a SiteBulb fan myself now.
You're what? Oh yeah, SiteBulb for all the staff. I use OnCrawl a lot.
But there is a bunch of tutorials out there, TJ. There's some
My pro tips for any audit system that you're using: associate your analytics and your Search Console data with it, and run the crawl with your actual metric data in the crawl, so you can make real decisions and start looking at like orphans with impressions. Like, this is where you start finding really quick wins, especially for clients. So if you're not running your Search Console data, your link data, and your analytics data into those crawls, I would suggest you start doing it. And you can do that with Screaming Frog. So that would be, if you're not there yet, start going that direction.
reason to design. Do you think Google is still focused on attacking affiliate sites without strong EAT signals?
I wouldn't call it an attack.
Just devalued people.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not even just affiliate sites. That goes for every website. And I guess like reason to design, like what do you consider EAT? Like how do you tackle EAT? Like what are EAT signals? To me, it's linking and it's your content and your on page and your page entity. Like if you got to make sure that your page is talking about the right stuff, and that's a lot of stuff usually. And then you got to make sure you got the right freaking pages on the website. And if you don't have those, then you're never going to be an expert. And then again, if you don't have the page rank to back it up as well, in a lot of markets, you're never going to be an expert either.
So you can. Is there any sneak arounds around that? People use personas and fuck around and do shit. Yeah, you just need to know what you're triggering, and obviously getting that persona on the entities that Google might want to see, whether that be Crunchbase, LinkedIn, all the kind of trusted places. So it's quite easy.
Run it like every market, man. Like run it by market like everything else. Like in a market, you're going to make sure you have the right on-page optimization, the right articles, and then the right backlinks. When you're doing that, build an author profile with that. In your guest post, use that author profile and link to their social media profiles that you created and shit, and then put it in the content as well and start to build that network right there, that web around them. But yeah, you're going to think about the author as being associated with entities just like you would your website, in my opinion.
Yeah. Also, just to give you some food for thought, reason to design, it's quite easy to publish an Amazon book and call yourself an author and become an expert in link building, for example. So things like that are quick, easy.
You can use AI to create podcasts, you can write books, you can do imagery. There's a lot you can do for a profile and for a site launch, for sure.
So I even went the full hog reason to design and ended up in a fucking movie just to get an IMDb link to try and trigger a knowledge panel. So that's probably taking it a step too far. Do you need to do that? Absolutely not. But
a certain real estate guy we know does a lot of podcast episodes with every site launch, dude. Like straight up, a lot of them, dude. It's scary what you can do with AI. I mean, realistically, it's super scary with the streaming, everything. So.
So there you go. David says, thanks for the advice, but has another question. Would you consider siloing the support articles in the cluster into a folder, and those supporting pages will link back to the money page, which is in the root? Should I even bother?
I would. If the money page is in the root, I would absolutely link the proper cluster through there. So like if you have a money page, like let's say for green cards or something like that, right? Like you have a form, like a lander that you're ranking, whatever you're ranking for green cards. And you have a section that is how to or whatnot, or how to get a green card or whatever that's going to be, whatever is inside of that, even if it's in another silo, you might be cross-linking that. And so the silo structure, you definitely can categorize your site like that, but I would not limit myself to my internal linking based on that silo if the data tells me not to. It's important that you are connecting. Caveat, there's a lot of times, I'm going to go back on what I just said, where you don't even need an internal link if you have the right topics on the site, but I still want the power of the internal linking. So I would ignore it. So I would, if it makes sense. And I don't know, David, how you're doing your research. So I don't want to like give specifics because I could tell you something that's going to break what your process is. But it's so freaking rad, dude. It's too funny, man. It's so funny, bro. So this story is amazing because there was another actor named Chris Campbell. Or I'm sorry, Chris Campbell. I looked at that. I'm thinking of Chris Palmer, but Craig Campbell. And someone got the list or the profile and ended up in TV. So I love it, dude.
It's just blagging your way and sometimes thinking outside the box just shows that anything's possible. Because I'm sitting there going, right, I've got on Crunchbase.
Your cousin wanted your wiki profile to stick, wasn't it?
Yeah, that and the knowledge panel.
Yeah, that was the knowledge. That's right. That was knowledge panel. Right.
And I'm like, fuck it. And on that Jason Bernard's CaliCube tool, it was saying, get Amazon, get this, get that. And this IMDb kept coming up, and I'm like, I ain't fucking stopping until I get an IMDb link. So yeah, EAT for me would be proof of authority, so authors showing expertise. And
Laveg, the country singer, dude? Yeah, he's pretty good, bro.
No, dude, there's a country singer, there's a comedian, and there's also a fucking artist. Dude,
Scotland.
I ain't fucking stopping at that country singer's ass is going to get beaten one of these days, dude. I've been chasing that knowledge panel for years. I can't go on Wikipedia because I'm blacklisted. Because
did you get a phone call from the Craig Campbell's wife about that profile?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, you need to start associating yourself and screw up your entity and go associate with artists like art and country music and start seeing how to hijack that.
Dude, if I need to start singing country music to beat
Make
that
a video, bro.
Then I'm going to have to do it. So I ain't getting beat one way or another. I'm coming out on top. Eventually, it might take me another 10 years, but
I thought you wanted to be retired before 10 years are up, bro.
Dude, even if that's my only goal in life is to beat that guy, I ain't giving up. I will fight. So SEO artist, I could.
You are an SEO artist, definitely not an expert. Definitely an artist.
An artist, but guys, we are out of time. And I'm not back tomorrow with Chris Palmer. I am traveling, but we will be back to normal next week, forevermore. I've just been traveling a lot in the last few weeks. But the most important thing is make sure you like and subscribe to the video, and do check out 38 Digital Market for pressure.
Message me, Maeve. I want to see how you're doing. Let's talk. Bye.
See you later, guys.